Alright, this will be the last of the 3 videos on building the chair. So what we've got left is we need to build the back, put this piece together, attach it to the chair, and then I've got to round off the front of the arms, or I'm going to round off the front of the arms. That's a personal choice, but I'm going to do that. And then attach the arms here. And then it's just a matter, and then give it a little bit of an angle on the top. When you see me build this, this will be straight across. Once we get it on, then I'll cut this and give it a little bit of an angle to it. And then slap another coat of paint on it, and it'll be done. So, that's what we got left. Okay, now to make the top, or the back, sorry. We've got these 2 side boards, and then we're going to put 5 boards across here and fan them out a little bit. So the first is the middle piece, so you get everything centered, and the bottom needs to be flush. So I'm going to stick a couple screws in here. It helps to have the screw on there. Shoot. Slipping a little bit. I think I need a new bit. That's good enough. Okay. So now this one also needs to be centered, but it needs to be about 3 inches overhanging here, which is just about perfect that way. And then this should be 1 inch and or 8 1/4. Check over here. Yep. Everything is going up square. All right. Okay, those guys are together. Then what we want to do is this one should be like 3/4 of an inch or so apart at the top, but you want it to be closer than that at the bottom. Right there should work. Yep, I like that. Okay. So we'll put this guy on. Now, And we need to do one on the other side. So that should be about the same. Again, closer at the bottom. And some of it's just eyeballing it. But you want the gap at the top to be about the same. This should be 3/4 of an inch. That does it for the back then, except for the top of it, but that will be what we put on the rest of the chair. That's next step, is attaching it. So, all right, that's next. Stick a screw in there. Alright. Now, we're going to flip it over. This down. Okay. Repeat the same measurements so it's flat. So again, I'm going 3 1/4 from the base and about 1 inch in. Okay. Add a screw. And then, again, pulling this apart a little bit gets me. That's where the 2 hands would come in handy. Let's see, is that about the same? You see about the same amount sticking up on both sides, and I think I do. Okay. Alright, so now it's still not too solid because it's still moved back and forth. So what we do, and you can see on this one, there's a board that goes in the back here to support it, and then that's screwed into these boards. So once I have that in place, then I can sink the second screw. That's a little different than what the plans say, but if I put it in right now, I'm assuming that's all going to line up. If I have the 1 screw on each side, I can still adjust until I get the board on there. So that's next. So again, I have an advantage here. I have already done this with the other chair. So what I want to do is I want this guy to be flush with the back. But that corner should be right about there. Okay. So knowing that, I can go ahead There we go. Alright. And then same thing on this side. It's going to have to pull it together some. A little bit of a gap here in the back. That's okay. Right. Get this started. Okay. Alright, hold on. Board's a little warped. Right there's where I want it. Need a third hand. Maybe I can push it in enough. There we go. Alrighty. It's sitting on it good. You want to make sure that this, you know, all 5 boards are laying on this board here because this is what supports it. I think we're looking pretty good there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the 2 extra ones on the sides. Get this guy started. And then what I'm going to try to do here, if I back this up a little bit, there we go. Now I got rid of that gap. So that's good. So this one's still sticking out a little bit. There we go. Alright. Seeing what kind of luck we have on the other side. And this one was already snug. It didn't have a gap, so that's okay. Yep, that's good. That guy's good. And then we still only have 1 screw in each of these on the bottom here. So go ahead and take care of that. And while I'm at it, I'll drill the holes back here. So we're going to want 2 in each. So these are your arms. The plans basically say attach them however you want, which is just basically, I'm just going to make them flush on the inside. There's no reason to have them come in a little bit, and that just, for those of us who are a little bit wider than others, decreases the width of the chair. So flush on this side and flush in the back. So at this point, we're functionally solid. I'm done screwing things together. I'm done all that stuff. This is a working chair now. I mean, it's very sturdy. Just a couple little cosmetic things. I'm going to round off these a little bit and then take a little bit of an angle here just to make it look a little bit better. There's nothing wrong if you want to leave it like that. What I'm going to do, real simple, I'm going to drop down 2 inches on the side. And I'm going to angle for the corner of the other top, or the middle piece. Okay. All right. Alright, so good enough on that front. I'm going to get my belt sander and smooth out the edges a little bit. And then we're ready to paint it. Okay, so again, all of this part is completely personal taste. I'm just going to round this off a little bit so there's no sharp edges to catch yourself on. I'll probably touch this too just to round this off. Another thing you can do on this is use a jigsaw and do more of a rounded. I didn't do that, but anyway, again, you can leave it straight for that matter. It's all personal. Okay, no rough edges. I'm officially calling it done. And now we'll slap a coat of paint on it. Okay, so there's the finished product. I think it came out pretty good. So I would only say a couple things about this set of plans. You can judge for yourself whether you thought they were difficult or not. One thing is, I'm about 6'1", and it fits me just great, and my son as well. My wife and daughter-in-law don't like it because they're not as tall. So I don't know if it would be possible to maybe shorten up these side rails and take one of the 2x4s out, scrunch it up so it isn't as looking for as long a thighs. It's a possibility. So that's one issue. The other thing is, and it's a pro and a con both, is that it's very solid. So if you slap a coat of paint on this every couple years, you should be good. It should last you a long, long time. It does weigh like 70 pounds because there's basically 8 2x4s in it and maybe 100 screws. So yeah, it's got some weight to it, but I like that. It makes it good and solid, but just a consideration if you go to make one yourself. So that's it for this one, and got some other projects we'll do next week, so please subscribe.